Time, a concept we all experience yet barely understand. In the Quran, time isn't just hours ticking away. It's a divine secret, a miracle unfolding before our eyes. Did you know the Quran holds timeless wisdom about time itself, revealing secrets even modern science struggles to explain? Great spiritual figures like Abdul Qadir Jilani not only understood these mysteries but also experienced them in ways that seem almost supernatural. How is it possible that someone could perceive time differently? Could the Quran hint at time travel? In this video, we'll dive into the miraculous concept of time in the Quran, explore spiritual wisdom from Abdul Qadir Jilani, and uncover stories that will change how you see time forever. Stay with us, because this journey is going to open your eyes to secrets hidden in plain sight. Time is not merely a ticking clock. It's a divine phenomenon created and controlled by Allah Almighty. The Quran speaks about time in ways that go far beyond human comprehension. It describes moments where time stretches over centuries and seconds pass like years. In the Quran, Allah tells us that a single day with Him can equal 1,000 years of our reckoning. Such verses are not just metaphorical. They hint at a reality of time that exists beyond our physical understanding. Every second we live, every moment that passes, is a trust given to us by Allah. Scholars and Sufi saints like Abdul Qadir Jilani remind us that time is not linear but a spiritual journey. For those connected deeply with Allah, time bends, stretches, and reveals its hidden secrets. They see time not as a burden, but as a tool to get closer to the divine. Understanding time through the lens of the Quran is not just about knowledge, it's about perspective. It teaches us patience, gratitude, and the value of every fleeting moment. For a believer, every breath is an opportunity to gain Allah's pleasure. In the coming sections, we will explore how time manifested as miracles in the Quran and how Abdul Qadir Jilani's spiritual wisdom opens doors to these secrets. Among the great saints of Islam, Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani holds a special place, not just for his immense spiritual knowledge, but also for his deep understanding of time. His life is filled with miraculous events that reveal how time bends for those who are truly connected to Allah. One famous story recounts an incident where Abdul Qadir Jilani was seen in two different places at the same time, one in deep prayer at his home, and the other delivering a powerful sermon in a distant city. For ordinary people, such an event seems impossible, but for someone like Abdul Qadir Jilani, who had transcended the limitations of worldly time through spiritual elevation, it was merely a reflection of Allah's power. The saint once explained to his followers that time is not a rigid structure, but a flexible creation of Allah. He emphasized that those who surrender completely to Allah's will can experience time differently, as if it stretches, pauses, or even rewinds. Abdul Qadir Jilani's understanding of time wasn't just theoretical, it was deeply practical and rooted in his worship, prayers, and devotion. He taught his disciples that time is a sacred trust from Allah and should be used wisely. Every moment spent in disobedience is a moment lost forever. His stories are not mere legends, but lessons for us today. They remind us that time is not just minutes ticking on a clock, but a gift and a responsibility. If used wisely, it can elevate us spiritually, and if wasted, it can lead to regret in both this world and the hereafter. In the next section, we'll uncover how the Quran itself hints at time travel and time dilation, offering insights that align perfectly with modern scientific theories. The Quran is not just a book of guidance, it's a treasure chest of divine knowledge that transcends time itself. While the concept of time travel feels like science fiction to many, the Quran contains verses that hint at time dilation, time loops, and even events where time appeared to pause or move differently. One of the most famous examples is the story of the people of the cave, Ashab-e-Kahf. These righteous young men sought refuge in a cave to escape persecution. Allah caused them to sleep for 300 solar years, which equals 309 lunar years. When they woke up, they felt as if they had only slept for a day or even less. This story highlights the divine control over time, how Allah can stretch or compress it as He wills. In another example, the story of Prophet Uzair stands out. He once passed by a ruined city and wondered how Allah would bring it back to life. Allah caused him to die for 100 years and then resurrected him, asking, "How long have you remained here?" Uzair replied, "A day or part of a day." This incident again shows how Allah can manipulate time beyond human perception. Similarly, the miraculous night journey of Prophet Muhammad, known as Isra and Miraj, contains elements of time transcendence. The Prophet traveled from Masjid al-Haram in Makkah to Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, and then ascended through the heavens, all in a single night. Time, as we understand it, became irrelevant during this miraculous event. These examples aren't just historical anecdotes. They are lessons about the nature of time as Allah's creation. Time is not bound by human limitations. Science today talks about time dilation through Einstein's theory of relativity, where time slows down for an object moving at the speed of light. Yet, the Quran already hinted at these truths 1,400 years ago. These Quranic stories encourage believers to understand that time is not absolute. It's relative and controlled by Allah. Every moment we have is a gift, and every second is an opportunity for growth and connection with Allah. In the final section, we will explore how we can practically apply these lessons in our lives to make the most of the time Allah has given us. In our fast-paced world, where every second seems to slip away unnoticed, the Quran's teachings about time carry profound lessons for modern believers. Time is not just a ticking clock or a calendar filled with dates. It's an irreplaceable gift from Allah and a resource we must cherish and utilize wisely. The stories of Ashabi Kahf, Prophet Uzair, and the miraculous Isra and Miraj journey are not just historical accounts. They are divine reminders for us to reflect on our relationship with time. In today's world, distractions are endless. Social media, endless notifications, and mindless scrolling consume hours without us realizing it. Every moment wasted is a moment we can never get back. The Quran teaches us to treat time as a sacred trust, reminding us of the fleeting nature of this life. In one verse, Allah swears by time itself. By time, indeed mankind is in loss. Surah Al-Asr. This verse is a wake-up call for believers to value every moment and spend it in worship, reflection, and good deeds. Another lesson we learn is about patience and trust in Allah's timing. Sometimes we are so eager for results, be it in our careers, relationships, or goals, that we become restless when things don't happen according to our timeline. The story of Prophet Uzair teaches us that Allah's timing is always perfect. When He resurrected Prophet Uzair after 100 years, the purpose wasn't just to show His power, but also to remind humanity that Allah controls time and outcomes. As modern believers, we must learn to trust Allah's plan and have patience in moments of delay or difficulty. The Quran also teaches us about intention and sincerity in time management. When Allah caused the people of the cave to sleep for centuries, their intention was pure. They sought refuge in Allah. Their sincerity protected them even in the stillness of time. Similarly, when we dedicate our time to Allah, whether in worship, helping others, or even performing daily tasks with good intentions, time itself becomes blessed. A small act, done with sincerity, can have the weight of mountains on the scales of judgment. Modern science speaks of time dilation, how time can move slower or faster depending on speed and gravity. But the Quran revealed this secret centuries ago. This isn't just scientific knowledge, it's a spiritual lesson. For example, during Salah, prayer, a few minutes spent in sincere worship can feel like hours of peace and reflection. The spiritual state we enter transcends worldly time. This is Allah's way of reminding us that time with Him is different from time without Him. The most important lesson for modern believers is the urgency of preparing for the hereafter. Life is short, and death is inevitable. The Quran repeatedly reminds us that this world is temporary, a fleeting moment compared to eternity. The realization that our time here is limited should motivate us to make every second count, to forgive quickly, love sincerely, and worship wholeheartedly. Lastly, believers must understand that barakah, blessings in time, comes from living a balanced life. The life of Prophet Muhammad sets the perfect example. He balanced worship, family, social responsibilities, and leadership effortlessly. Today, we often struggle to find time for worship or family because our priorities are misaligned. By following the Prophet's example, we can realign our priorities and experience barakah in every moment. In conclusion, the Quran's perspective on time isn't just a series of ancient stories, it's a timeless guide for modern life. From valuing every moment to trusting Allah's timing, from sincere intentions to preparing for eternity, these lessons are pathways to success in both this world and the hereafter. In the final section, we'll bring all these lessons together and reflect on how we can apply them practically in our daily lives. Time is one of the greatest blessings from Allah, yet it's also one of the most overlooked. The Quran's stories and lessons about time are not just historical accounts. They are guiding lights for our modern lives. From the miraculous journeys of prophets to the wisdom of Abdul Qadir Jilani, we've seen how time bends, flows, and transforms by Allah's will. But these lessons are meaningless unless we apply them to our daily lives. Every second that passes is an opportunity to pray, reflect, seek forgiveness, and grow spiritually. Let's not waste the time given to us, but use it to strengthen our faith, improve our character, and prepare for the hereafter. If you found value in this video and want to continue exploring the timeless wisdom of the Quran and Islamic teachings, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming content filled with spiritual insights and Islamic wisdom. Remember, time waits for no one. Let's make every moment count. May Allah bless us all with barakah in our time and guide us towards success in this life and the hereafter.